Hey guys, so this is Zombie Army 4 Dead War. Now, Rebellion sponsored this video and they took me and a couple of other Battlefield boys like Jack Frags and Westy to London to capture exclusive early access footage of the game. Now, this game is set in the World War II time period, but unlike their realistic Sniper Elite series that you've seen on this channel before, as you saw from the intro, this game is all about arcadey co-op fun. So obviously this game is multiplayer focused, where you and your team push through a level heaving with zombies, completing objectives along the way. The objective in this area was to defeat the horrendous zombie tank hybrid that you saw at the beginning while surviving waves of zombies from all directions. And this game is actually really difficult as well. We died 4 times in a row on this spot on normal difficulty, and this is the first level. You really have to communicate with your team in order to get these objectives done whilst your friends watch your back, because if you try and do it alone, you'll get interrupted and then surrounded. And obviously if you go down, there's a short time, as you can see right now, where you can be revived by your team. But if they don't get to you in time, you actually turn into a zombie yourself and start killing your teammates. So you've really got to work together. We did, however, finally defeat the tank and move on to the next level. But remember, this was normal difficulty, and there's 2 or 3 tiers of difficulty beyond this, so just imagine that. Now, this gameplay was actually captured on Xbox One, but luckily it has native mouse and keyboard support, so I felt right at home and didn't have a problem controlling my character. The game will, of course, be released on PlayStation 4 and PC at launch. And if at any point you'd like to check out the game, just click the link below the video and you support the channel at the same time. This game doesn't try to be anything like reality like in Sniper Elite, but it does carry over some of its awesome features, such as the bullet cam, which follows the bullet when you get that perfect headshot. A major part of this game is all about the customization. And first of all, you have to pick your primary weapon, which is always a rifle. And so I obviously picked the Mosin sniper. You can then upgrade your weapon using the skill points that you acquire during gameplay. You also get a secondary weapon, which is an assault rifle, SMG, or shotgun. And of course, I picked the M30 drilling. Lastly, you get to pick your pistol. And I chose the Mark 6 revolver because it's one I'm used to in most other games. And so once you've picked your weapons and you've selected your upgrades, you can also change the look of your weapons. So you can add skins, you can add charms, and not only that, you can also customize the reticles of the scope. Man, if only we had access to this sort of customization in other games. You can also customize the character that you play, and each individual character has its own built-in perks already. But then you can select your additional perks that can either help you or help your teammates. Each level that you play has its own narrative and objectives that you need to complete. So in this level, we were tasked with powering up the Tesla coils that are in the center of the map that you can see in front of me there. Now, in this game, the zombies move quite slowly and clumsily, but if they overrun you, 2 or 3 hits and you're down. That's where your weapon abilities come in. This weapon ability increases your fire rate and reload speed significantly, so that you can take out a group of zombies pretty efficiently. And different weapons can have unique abilities. So the shotgun is obviously the fast reload and fire rate, but the sniper gives it the explosive rounds. If the zombies are all grouped up in one place, or you're fighting the heavily armored elite units, that's when I would use the explosive round. So you can see the charge rates of your abilities, which are the red icons in the center of your screen. The largest one is the main ability of your weapon, but you also have a melee ability on the left and a takedown ability on the right. The melee ability is usually a sweeping attack, so it kills multiple zombies at once. And the takedown ability takes out one enemy with a unique animation depending on the weapon that you're using. So as I mentioned before, there are some heavier units that take a lot more damage than the regular zombies. And these guys can drop heavy weapons that you can actually pick up and use against them. So this guy drops a giant flamethrower that you can pick up, but obviously you can't use any of your other weapons whilst you're using it, and you move a little bit slower, but it's worth for the payoff. I run downstairs and there's just a huge, massive cluster of zombies just waiting to get roasted. And if you look at the score system on the right hand side, I actually killed 16 zombies in the space of about 10 seconds. So it's probably worth picking up the heavy weapons when you get the opportunity. It's also a good time to note that you can actually shoot off the helmets of the heavy units, and you can also shoot off their arms and legs. And so another thing that you can find in the game is weapon attachments within boxes. There was a fire one which sets them on fire and eventually kills them from burning, but this one was like an electrical one where the shock transfers between zombies that are close to each other. Pretty damn effective when you've got a room full of zombies and they're all walking towards you. And last but not least is the Horde mode. Now, this is separate from the objective levels that you saw me playing earlier. This is kind of like a trials, survive as long as you can with your team kind of thing. You start at the beginning of the round with a pistol, and you have to pick up the weapons as you go along and survive in this tunnel system that opens up new levels as you progress through it. This was definitely the hardest part of the game, but also the most rewarding. We tried this a couple of times, but I don't think we actually made it to the final wave. But this also has unlimited waves, so if you want to leave, you can, but you can also continue fighting for as long as you can survive. So you can almost guarantee that there'll be people grinding to see who can get the highest level. So if you want a World War II zombie shooter, it doesn't take itself too seriously, with a load of customization, authentic weapons, and multiplayer co-op goodness, check out the link in the description. The game releases on all platforms on February 4th. And with that, I'll leave you with the best parts of my Horde mode gameplay after I picked up one of these heavy swords from the elite guy. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
You'll regret that. That's it. Back off!